Hello and welcome to Teen Trials on another blustery day here in Preston, where we're going to put 3 more youngsters over our testing trials course. And whilst I'm commentating on what they're doing, what are you going to be doing, Jane?
Well, Peter, I'm going to be keeping score and making sure your beady little eyes don't miss a trick.
You keep an eye on me and we'll be all right. So let's put these 3 through it. They're all Class B riders. Now, it's nothing to do with their skill, it's to do with their age. They're aged between 13 and 15. And I might tell you, they're pretty good. But before we go any further, I think we should take a look at the rules.
Well, the rules couldn't be simpler. Each of the 3 competitors has to complete the course twice, once going one way and once going the other way. The course is made up of 4 sections, each of which must be completed. 1 point, putting your foot down once while in a section. 2 points, putting your feet down twice while in a section. And 3 points, you've guessed it, putting your foot down 3 times while in a section. 5 points, putting your feet down more than 3 times while in a section. And if any of their riders fall off their bikes while in a section, that's a maximum of 5 points for that section. During the 5-second hold, the judges must be happy that the bike remains stationary and the rider is in full control. The judges will sound a horn once for the beginning of the 5-second hold and twice for the end. If the 5-second hold is not completed, 5 penalty points will be awarded. The competitor with the least points will be awarded the winner at the end of the show. And in the event of a tie, the rider with the quickest time will be the winner!
The riders start by mounting what looks like a relatively easy climb up some stones, but here they have to turn sharp right and then freeze. 5 seconds they've got to hold it and balance here on the top. The second section are the logs, and if you manage to negotiate the climb all right, you've got another problem, because here you've got to rest the sump of the bike and hold it for another 5 seconds. Then you're faced with just a simple little obstacle, the tyres. And on the top there on a bike, your head's about 12 feet above the ground. The final obstacle. Well, I suppose this doesn't really look too difficult, does it? Just over that and over that. That's easy enough, but then you suddenly get this whole snake of tyres to negotiate. And I guess if you drop down into the middle here, it's probably the quickest way of breaking the leg that I can think of. But then at the end, at least, over the last tyres, you drop down and you've finished. Oh, the relief of it. Not so, because now you've got to turn around and go back in the opposite direction. I tell you, it's tough.
So, you've had the rules, you know the course, all we need now is our first rider.
Definitely a star in the making, Michael was the B-Class British champion in 2002. One to watch in the future, no doubt. Well, 15 years old, you've got a fairly tough-looking course in front of you. Very best of luck. Over to Jane, who's going to start you off. Start your bike. And so Michael sets off, and this first obstacle, the rocks, the hardest part of the course, really difficult. Oh, now this is good. He's there, now he can hold it, he's still. That's okay. Excellent stuff, he's away. Beautifully clean, that was a wonderful piece of riding. And young Michael, he is sponsored, and that sponsorship means that he's expected to do great things eventually. Possible future world champion maybe. That would be his aim. Now, he's got a balance on the sump here, or he's got a dab there. So that's 1, 2. Maximum of 5 on any one section in points, but he's still got 2 against him. Can he get up there? This is tough. 3, that's his maximum. Any more and he's failed the section, and he's down on the other side. So he's got a maximum of 5. He wants to get out of there as soon as possible. The sooner he can get out, the better. He can't get any more penalties. He's got the maximum already. Time ticking away. That was unfortunate. It's a very awkward little step up there. They've got to get the sump balanced. He failed to do that. Speed now to get out and not take up too much time. So Michael will be disappointed with that. He's got a terrific record. He was D-class champion in 1996, C-class in 99, B-class this year, and now he's got another 5-second balance to do at the top there, which he's done perfectly. He's cleaning this. It's nice and dry here today. So into the final section. Shouldn't have too much difficulty with this as long as it doesn't drop into that middle section. No, he's out. That's nice. He's there and he comes round to the finish. Excellent stuff. Well, I think he'll be a bit disappointed with that. He had a bit of trouble with the logs, so what's his total fault?
I'm afraid he's got 5 penalty points from the logs.
That is unfortunate. It was a jolly good ride. He's only a young lad, and let's have a look at where he went wrong. The big problem for Michael was getting up onto the logs. 2 feet down at the same time sealed the 5 penalty points for him. And the other foot down in the same section didn't matter because the maximum had already been reached.
Now, Michael, you got 5 penalty points. When we saw you rehearsing this course, it didn't look like it was going to be too taxing for you, but the logs proved a little difficult.
Yeah, in practice I did it okay, but this time just didn't get up it and came back down 5.
The second B-class rider for the day is Joe Dabill, riding the Scorpa SY 250. Joe's been competing since he was 6, so he certainly knows what he's doing. Joe's recent accolades include him being the French 4-day champion. Very best of luck. Jane will start you off. Stand by, start your bike. So Joe gets on his way, riding a Scorpa 250. He's got 1 penalty there now. Forward movement. So he's still got to stay there. 5 he's got to hold. This is good balance now. Oh, and the dab. He got the signal though, so the dab came after, so he gets another 1. Joe's now got to face the obstacle that caused all the problems to Michael. The first time, that's a better position at the top. That's good. He's nicely balanced. Now, can he kick off from there? I suspect he's going to have a bit of difficulty. He's got to get the bike moving forward, keep his toes off. Oh, he's got a dab, and he's gone. He's failed the section, 5 there. So now he's got to get up there and get out of it. Maximum penalties, 5. He was unfortunate just losing it on the top, but he's back on the bike. And he says his aim is to win a championship round. Well, I'm sure he's a very determined young lad. He'll well do that, but he got the maximum penalties on that particular obstacle. And he's out of section. At this stage, Joe is about 20 seconds quicker than Michael, but of course he has got more penalties. Now, can he clean this section? If he can get a good balance on the top of these, no, he's got a dab there. He's down. So 1 point, another dab, he's got to start again, 2. He's got 5 seconds after that last hooter, he might hold it this time. There he goes, but he picked up 2, there's another foot, 3. So he picked up the penalties on that. Joe just got the long tyre section to complete. Shouldn't have difficulty with this, but you never know. All of these hazards have their own levels of difficulty. He's riding it well. And through the finish. Well done, Joe. Well, he's got a few penalties there. Jane, what's the score?
Well, Joe actually got 2 penalty points on the rock, 5 penalty points on the log, and I think your Hawkeyes let you down a little bit, Peter. He had another dab on the tyre, which makes 5 penalty points and 12 in total.
Oh dear, I missed one, did I? Okay. That's not terribly good. 12 penalty points, but he's still got a second run to go. Let's have a look back at those tyres and see the one I missed. No doubt what the talking point on this run is. Luckily, no damage to the bike or to Joe, who picked up 5 points for the nervy experience. Also, taking another look at the tyres, it confirms that Joe's foot went down 4 times, picking up another 5 points.
So as we've just seen there, you found that course a little bit difficult.
Yeah, just on the logs basically. I lost my balance, so a bit unhappy with that. So hopefully I'll do better next time.
Okay, well, best of luck for the second round.
Introducing Lee Sampson, our last B-class rider today, riding a GP Beta 200. He says his idol is Albert Cabestany, ranked number 7 in the world. Lee's biggest achievement to date is finishing 3rd in the 2000 C-Class Championship. You've got the lovely Jane who's going to start you off. Start your bike. So these rocks can be very tricky, but can he kick it round and clean it? So far, good balance. Now then, can he hold that? There's no forward movement, he's not bobbling it. That's clean, brilliant. He'll be very pleased with that. That'll give him great confidence. Over the stepping stones now. So here come the logs. This is the scary bit. It's not particularly high, not particularly difficult to get up to the top, but getting the bike in the right position once you're there, and I think he's done it. Oh, that is terrific. The back wheel just in the right place to kick forward. Go on. Looking for the toes, he's clean still. So now it's just time, now he's dabbed on the far side. Now he's got his foot right down there. And kicks off. Well, we'll have to check with the judges on how many points he gets there. Now kicking around the rest of the logs. I don't think he'll have collected a maximum, but he will have collected some faults. Lee is riding a 200cc GP Beta. Sponsored rider, of course, so expecting great things of him. He's clean on the top. He's clear there so far. Nicely balanced, no forward movement, no bouncing around. 2 hooters, he's away. He's going to be thrilled to bits with this round. Nicely through. Just one section to go for Lee. Not many penalties. Just one I make it, but I've got to check on that. Nothing on this. This is going to be clear. That's a great run. He's going to be very pleased with that. And I reckon it's the fastest time we've had as well. Jane, what's the official? I made it 1 fault, but I wasn't sure.
Hawkeyes does it again, Peter. Just 1 penalty point.
Oh, no, lucky. 1 penalty point. That puts him in the lead. Let's have a look at the highlights of that run. A really good run from Lee. Fantastic position on the logs. Unfortunately, he had to put a foot down on the exit, but with only 1 point on his first run, he's perfectly set up for a good total time of 1:55.
Now, Lee, you're obviously in the lead there. Time of 1:55 and just 1 penalty point. How did you find that course?
I found the logs the most difficult part and the tyres the easiest and the rocks in the middle, if you see what I mean.
Well, best of luck for that second run, and we'll see you where you are on our current standings.
So Lee heads the leaderboard today, and that means that he'll go last in the rerun over the course after the break. And after the break, you can expect to see a lot more of this.
Hello and welcome back to Team Trials, Men and Motors trial biking competition. Now it's looking pretty good for Lee Sampson and they're about to start their second run. So let's see who Pete's got on the start line.
I know you were disappointed with your 12. Can you do better this time, you think?
Yeah, possibly.
Only possibly. Come on, you can be more positive than that.
Yeah.
Definite. Great, good lad. Well, all we need now is a starter, Jane. Here she comes, start your bike up. And away he goes. This section's not caused any great problem for anybody. And he's through it nicely. That's good. That'll give him a bit of confidence. So Joe, in his second year of competing in Class B, 5-second hold he's got to do at the top, dab there. I couldn't quite see whether there were 1 or 2. certainly got one penalty there, so he hasn't cleaned it. Got all the support of Yeadon and Guiseley Motor Club behind him. Now he approaches the log section. This is the longest of the sections. Quite tight there, but not very. It could be tighter. He's getting around very nicely. And this, it's probably easier approaching it this way. There's a little helper that gets them up onto the top there, so they get the sump nicely balanced. You heard the hooter. 5 seconds after that, he can move off. You'll hear a double hooter. There it goes. Now, toe down, gets one. Just a little help there. Joe has set himself the aim of winning a championship round at some time. Well, maybe he will. His role models are Dougie Lampkin and Steve Colley. Great champions, both of them. Now he's got a 5-second hole. He's got a dab there. 1, 2. He's got 2 points at the moment. 3. Just in time. He got the escape, but he gets an extra dab. 3 points on that last run. Yeah, well done, Joe. Actually, that was a much better run for him. Nothing like as many faults. Not a bad time. 3:55 in total. I'll just check the faults. What was that, Jane?
Well, he got 1 penalty point on the tyres, 1 on the log, 3 on the rocks. That's 5 penalty points for run 2 and 17 in total.
You're good at adding up, aren't you?
Certainly am.
Excellent stuff. Let's have a look at some of the highlights of that. Once again, the tractor tyres create a problem, but also the logs and the rocks continue to prove too difficult for Joe. Very best of luck. Start your bike. All right, Jane, ready to start? And so Michael sets off, and I suspect he's going to go quickly because it could come down eventually to time. But at the moment, he's trailing. The faults he had the first time round, and Lee's still to go. He's got to put up something spectacular now. Scarborough and District Motor Club, the ACU National Training Squad, so he's one of the elite riders. Been riding since he was 3 years old. And that was excellent, so he's cleaned that as well. 2 sections clear. This is good. His ambition is to be the World Trials champion, following in the footsteps of the rider he admires most, Dougie Lampkin. This is very neat. Bike's like a second set of legs to him. Good position, great position on the top there. If he keeps his toes off, he can clean this. It's perfect. That's brilliant. He said he had a lot of work to do. Wanted to go clean. Well, he's clean so far. He really does have wonderful control over this bike. Michael Brown of Scarborough, perhaps a future world champion. Now he's got a hold for 5. And no dabs. And he's held it. That is a perfect run. You can't do it better than that. Absolutely faultless. Great stuff there, Jane. And I thought it was pretty quick.
It was brilliant. It was just 1:30 and absolutely no penalty points.
Here we go. Starters ready. Start your engine. Good luck. Just 1 penalty after his first run. A good time, not quite as fast as Michael, but he's going quickly along here now. This is a good start. He's already explained his tactics for this run. All he says he has to do is to try to clean these. Well, he might. Whoops. And he still might. That's good. He's held it. And no dabs. He's really concentrating there, and he's away. So that is clean so far. Of course, you can still make mistakes on the way down. Thought he was coming over the front then, but not quite. Lee was 3rd in the Class B National Championships behind Michael, of course. He's only been riding 4.5 years, so he's a relative newcomer to it. Obviously got a real gift. Great concentration. He's determined here. He's never beaten Michael before. Now, this is where It could all go pear-shaped, but it hasn't. He's balanced very well there. Can he get off? Yes, he can. He's cleaned it. That will give him terrific confidence over these big rocks, and he's got the whole competition for today to win or lose here. He can win it if he goes clear or has no more than a couple of dabs. He can lose it if he drops the 5 points. So how difficult is it? He's held it. He's held it. He's still held it. No forward movement. That's good. He's done it. He's cleaned it and he's through. Absolutely perfect. I don't think you can do it better than that. And his time overall, 3 minutes 41. That's for the 2 runs. Absolutely clear, Jane?
Perfect.
Lee led the field after the first run, and he still has the best score after the second. A total of just 1 penalty point in a time of 3 minutes 41 means that he's got a really great chance of getting to the B-Class Teen Trials final. So that's the end of another really good Teen Trials competition. You can't fail to be impressed by the skills of these 3 lads. They're only young and they really put up a marvellous performance. We enjoyed it, Janie.
I certainly have. I've been so impressed. Young Michael here managed to pull it together for the second run. And as you can see behind us, it's a real family atmosphere. It's fantastic.
Yeah, great to see you all here. And we hope that we'll see you again the next time we meet for Teen Trials. We all like it, don't we, folks?
Yay!
See you next time.
Bye.